Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Front Row Friday Show. Hey, everybody, I'm your host of the Front Row Friday Show, Jen Lehner of jenlehner.com. If we don't already know each other, my favorite place to hang out is in my free online classroom, The Front Row, where we talk about all things entrepreneurial and marketing and productivity and business development. So if you're not already a member, head over to frontrowclassroom.com and join us. And in fact, and Nika's going to throw that banner up there. All of everything we talk about today, a list of the resources with links and the slide deck itself will be in the front row. So when you go in the front row, look over in the unit section over to the left, and you will see it'll say Front Row Friday Show, and you can find the notes for this episode and all previous episodes as well. So let's not waste any time because it's hot in here, and I've got on this jacket, and so I want to jump right to it. Let me share my screen. All righty. So as always, we're going to start with our social media updates for the week. And as you can see here, Facebook is testing out an all stories mode, as is Instagram, meaning if you click on that little button there underneath your stories bar, you'll be able to fill up your entire screen with just stories. And they're offering Facebook has been putting together all these new courses. I haven't checked out any of them. Put in the chat if you have. I'd love to know. This one I am going to take a look at, and it's all about community management and basically how to manage your Facebook page better. And the topics, the bullet points that they had listed for what you would learn on this course looked really, really interesting. So take a look at that. We put a link to it on the show notes page, and also, of course, here in these show notes page. Our show notes page for the flash briefing is jenlehner.com/flash. Every day, Monday through Friday, actually every day of the week, on Amazon. Do you have a link for that, Nika? On Amazon, using your Amazon Lexi device, you could say, hey, Lexi, play my flash briefing, and it will play the Front Row Entrepreneur Flash Briefing, which is an update every single day of what's important in the news of online marketing, online business. They're usually like 2 or 3 minutes long. And then we have a show notes page for all of those as well, which is jenlehner.com/flash. Okay. So Instagram is now testing the new Shops tab globally with a small group of users. So as you can see here at the bottom of the screen, it looks like a little Birkin bag down there. And when you click it, it takes you into the shopping app experience. And once you get there, you'll see, I guess, merchants who have been enabled to sell that you follow, and you can buy stuff. And then Facebook is expanding that as well. Instagram, this is the big news of the week, has confirmed that we can now pin up to 3 comments underneath any posts in our newsfeed. So they're saying that they're doing that to keep a positive type atmosphere and encourage people to, I guess, post positive things. I don't really see a lot of negativity on Instagram. But anyway, I like this because from a strategic standpoint, it's going to be a way to really highlight what you want to highlight. So if you publish something that's about you're reopening a program, and then you have people who are part of that program saying, oh my gosh, this is the best program I ever joined, it would be nice to stick those kind of things up at the top. So when people look down below for the social proof, then they see that, right? So lots of great ways, not all of them are coming to mind right now, but I think that there's a lot of great ways we can think about using those pinned 3 comments strategically. Let's see here. Twitter is testing out a new iteration of their Fleets tool, which is their stories tool, basically, which I'm so confused what this is going to look like. But for Fleets, now there's collaborative Fleets, and you will be able to see that 2 Twitter users have collaborated on a fleet by those, you see there on the left, how they highlight 2 people together. link them together. And what is cool is that if you do a collaborative fleet with someone on Twitter, their followers, whether they're following you or not, will see you and vice versa. So I could see some value there if I could just get my mind about what these fleets even are. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then I want to remind you that Twitter has published their regular summary of the key dates for the month of July. I always recommend, actually, you could download the whole schedule for the year from Twitter. Right now, it doesn't look too exciting because everything is canceled. But this is valuable because Twitter oftentimes will put their like important dates for everyone, but like specifically important for Twitter because it might be like a big conference, Comic-Con or whatever. So it's like business conferences, sporting events, national holidays. They put them on here, and it's a way of saying, hey, these are tweet worthy. These are good trending topics to start tweeting about. And if it works for Twitter, then you can also say by extension, not a bad idea to also take those content cues and those events and create content on some of your other platforms as well. So TikTok might get canceled by the United States. India, I heard from a viewer in India recently, and he told me that they already no longer use TikTok or what's the other one? Not WeChat. What is it? Nico, not WeChat, but WhatsApp. Yeah. So they already cannot use that because they're Chinese owned. And the idea is that if they're Chinese owned, privately owned, are they really privately owned? Are they owned by the Chinese government? So could pose a security risk that already, U.S. military is already not able to use TikTok. But it's going to be really super interesting to see if this happens because people want their TikTok. Like they're going to demand their TikTok. Like people have gotten completely addicted to this app. So be very interesting to see what happens. All right. LinkedIn. This is really good. If you have a company page on LinkedIn, and you should have a company page on LinkedIn, as Judy Fox showed us in a training recently, Judy Fox being a LinkedIn expert, company pages are really better than ever. And I'm starting to see that right away. I've had a company page for forever, but because they always stunk on LinkedIn, it was like, this is like useless. I just sort of neglected it. But now I've been posting deliberately there. You can post events now, create events like you do on Facebook. You can see who is following your company page now. And I announced that update last week. So now LinkedIn is giving you 100 credits a month for free to invite connections to follow your page. And they're giving those connections really nice notifications when you post stuff, your followers of your company page, when you post stuff on your company page. So put that on your short list of things to do is go make sure your LinkedIn company page is set up and optimized. Reddit and LinkedIn are changing their apps so they're not going to be able to see stuff from your Apple iPhone clipboard. This happened with the new iOS update. TikTok was the first platform to get called out because the app itself, or the operating system itself in your phone, said TikTok is using your clipboard information. And so because TikTok is so being scrutinized right now, they immediately were like, okay, we're changing the app. We can't see that anymore. And LinkedIn and Reddit had that capability apparently as well. Probably they all do. But with this new iOS update, you will be warned and you will be able to see it. There's transparency there. So therefore, LinkedIn and Reddit are going to get rid of that. Google's rolling out dark mode for G Suite apps like Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. If you're a person who likes dark mode, there you go. And I'm not going to go deep into this. If you advertise on Google, they have just released several really cool updates and tools for your ad campaigns. So we've got all of this in the show notes if you want to dive deeper. And now when you search for an image on Google, it's going to give you like similar information that if you were just to search for the thing outside of images, it's going to put it more in context through a knowledge graph thing. And also Google is working on adding traffic light information in maps. So if you live in a big city with a lot of traffic, that might be helpful to you. And now we're going to jump into our tools and apps that create opportunities. Every Tuesday in the front row, members submit their favorite tools, apps, and plugins that help them run their business more efficiently, that help them run their lives more efficiently. So let's not waste a second and we'll jump right in. So Debbie Choi is telling us about Sweet Dash. So Sweet Dash, I noticed AppSumo is running a deal. It might be over now, but they're running a deal on this. So you might want to check this out if this is of interest to you. But apparently, let me share. I'm going to share my whole screen now because we're going to go in and out of Windows. So what did I call it? What is this one? This one, Sweet Dash. Okay. You were seeing it, right? All right. So Sweet Dash is, it looks like if we scroll down here, these are all the things that it replaces. Okay. So it looks like it's a, well, here we go. Secure client portals, advanced file exchange, CRM, appointment scheduling, project management, time tracking and billing, estimates and invoicing, contracts and e-signing, custom embeddable forms, email and drip marketing, and real-time team chat. I mean, it sounds really amazing. I haven't had time to check this out. It really sounds amazing. So if you're interested in a tool that does all those things, that's sweetdash.com, and then make sure you go and look and see if you can get a deal over at AppSumo. And also keep in mind, if you purchase this on AppSumo, I think you get 30 days to change your mind for a refund. All right. So Mary Nunnally submitted Create Studio. And Create Studio is video animation. But not just like, well, here's the thing. Let's do this. And Nika, tell me if you cannot hear the sound for this video, because what I just want to talk about the acting in this video. It's so bad.
Make better videos faster at createstudio.com.
I was trying to fast forward, but it won't let me. That must be the end of the video from when I watched earlier, so it's got to start over.
You, your customers, your grandma, even your goldfish love to watch videos. Watching is easy, but making videos, well, that's another story. We're talking designs, keyframing, character rigging, compositions, pre-compositions. I mean, how come there isn't an easier way?
Yeah, how come there isn't an easier way?
Hey, Cameron. Don't bother asking Google. Google doesn't care. Use Create Studio.
What's that?
Create Studio. It's really easy to use video animation software that's going to save you hours of time. And it'll make you look like a video expert, just like Chad.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
But actually...
Okay, I did watch this entire video, and the acting is just hilarious. It's just so funny. The two hosts, just anyway. But what I have gathered is that you could do a lot of cool things, you know, from social media posts that are animated to actual like animated, and it did look pretty simple. So I think there is a free like 14-day trial if you want to check that out. You know, my advice for things like this is that really, if you're not the person in your business, if you're not actually being paid directly to make videos for someone, then you need to be paying someone else to be doing this for you, because this isn't what you do, right? Like you're a coach or a whatever, you're not a video creator. So however easy this is, somebody else still needs to be doing it for you. So maybe this is something you could buy for your virtual assistant. But I really don't think this is something you need to get in the weeds about, because it's just not a smart use of your time, right? You can't really leverage that. So now, what was the next one? The next one was submitted by Brandon. He always gives us the best submissions on Taco Tuesday. And this one is called Projector. He says it's an interesting new graphic creation tool for static images and animated videos. So let me pull this up. Okay, so let me go to the home screen so you could see. As I see it, it looks kind of like a Canva replacement. I love, it's got this like minimalist feel to it. So I really love that. And if I go and click on templates, then you can see all the different kind of templates they have. So presentations, posters and flyers, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, social posts, pages and documents, marketing, design, education, and business. So I had chosen a slide deck, because I do a lot of slide decks. And ooh, I like this one. Let's try this one. All right, so new story with this template. All right, so maybe this isn't something you would create a deck out of. Or maybe it is. Oh, look at the animation down at the bottom. Do you see that? Let's look at this one. Ooh, see how that like rock is turning? So I get it. It's like, it's design. It's like templates that are also animated. Let's look at this. I chose this one earlier. I do love like a minimalist look. So we got all these slides. All right, these don't really look animated, but I guess we could add that. We could add animated features to it. We can export it, create video. Wonder what happens. It's creating a video now. I want to see what the video looks like. And then, and I also want to see if there's like a presentation, the way Canva lets you, you can present and share your screen, you know, directly from Canva with show notes, just like you can on Google Slides or Keynote or PowerPoint. And it looks like this might take too long. All right, I'm going to cancel this because my computer might explode. There's too much going on. And Kim Sellers Brown recommended, not this, another transcription software called Otter.ai. And she says, it's my go-to for transcription. It blows Searchy.io out of the water. So this is Otter.ai. And I'm just, you know, it's a transcription tool. So I'll just let you check that out. And then, oh, I missed this one. Nyota Gordon submitted, she said, if you live stream from your phone or want to go live stream, go get Lyric's Broadcaster. You could connect it to Restream.io and hit several platforms at once. So we'll go take a look at that. Hold on. Okay, not a pretty page, but you could connect it to Restream.io. And I know Nyota is doing this for free, and she does it from mobile. She goes live stream. She live streams every morning while she's doing her walk and talk, and she is able to simulcast to all the different platforms. So, you know what? Is this right? Yes, softvellum.com/lyrics. And it's in the show notes. Oh my gosh, I missed so many of these. Let's see. This is the last tool. Michelle Winter says, I added the image downloaded extension to Chrome, and now I can quickly download product catalogs from manufacturer site where the save image option wasn't available. What is this Chrome? What is this called? Oh, you know what? She's giving us, I'm going to go back to sharing the screen so you can see this, because there's something I want to say about this. Was I not sharing my screen that whole time, Nika? I was? Okay. Woo. Almost had a heart attack. Okay. All right. So Michelle is recommending this image downloader, which is a Chrome browser plugin. Okay. The icon looks really similar to the video downloader, and there was some malware in that, and it was an awesome tool, but because you could download videos that maybe didn't have a download button on them. But this looks like this is just for images, and there's 900,000 plus users, 2,000 reviews with, like, what is that? 1, 2, 3.5 stars. I think it's worth, with any of these Chrome browser plugins, really worth reading those reviews and see if there's anything about malware that is mentioned, because once you get those, sometimes it's not like necessarily a virus, or it's not necessarily pulling any data out of your computer when you get that junk, but it's like advertising pop-ups that will like drive you to just insanity. So just keep that in mind. Okay. And now we're moving on into our books, I believe. Yes, now it's time to talk about book shares. So, the people in the front row like to read, and I love that. I'm a reader myself. And, remember, you don't have to necessarily read on your book or your Kindle. Audible is fantastic, or your library has free audiobooks. Anything you can get on Audible, you can get at your library. You might just have to wait a week or two to get it. So I'm super excited about this book. It's by Steve Gordon. Mary Nunnally recommended it. Podcast Prospecting, the ultimate guide for winning high ticket clients with a podcast. And, we did a training yesterday. Devi Adea did a training all about podcasts for free. It's in the front row. You can watch it. It was a really good training that she gave us. And we talked a lot about how you can leverage your podcasts to get high ticket clients. So check that out. Psycho Cybernetics, submitted by Lisa Swanson. It says, tap into the power of your subconscious mind to improve your self-image, learn to use your positive past, set and achieve worthwhile goals, develop compassion, self-respect, and forgiveness, cultivate the power of rational thinking, and discover the key to a happier, more successful life. And that is written by Maxwell Maltz. The Slight Edge was submitted by Nicole Carver, and it's written by Jeff Olson, and it says turning simple disciplines into massive success and happiness. This appeals to me. I'm going to add that one to my list. The Case for Mars was submitted by Brett Neff, written by Robert Zubrin. It says the plan to settle the red planet and why we must. Okay. Thank you, Brett. An oldie, but a classic that will never go out of style, submitted by Alfred Tigolo. And Alfred didn't give us any commentary, but if you haven't read it or it's been a while, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, highly recommend. And this one, have never heard of this one, by Joyce Bean, The Buddha and the Badass by Vishen Lakhiani. And she says it's an excellent business book. This author also wrote The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. So many good submissions this week. And I just finished this, White Fragility. I know everybody's got this on their list, or so it seems. And I got to tell you, this was, I will never look at the world the same way again. This was like one of those kind of books. I found it like easy to read, and I really, I don't know, I really like this author, Robin DiAngelo. I like the way she writes. I like the examples that she gives. I like her tone. I think I highly recommend it. Let's see here. Enrollment is now open for Front Row VIP. That is our private online community that is it's completely dedicated to growing your business. Whether you're a solo professional, a solopreneur, a small business owner, it's all about that. So there are trainings for every social media platform that is out there and how to use it strategically to market your business. There are trainings every month by the best guest experts in the industry. We have 2 in-depth strategy calls every month where it's not like, it's not for the group. I mean, the group shows up, but you submit your question and in advance. So usually on a Friday, because our strategy calls are usually on a Tuesday, then I spend the weekend really diving into answering your question. If I can, if I can't, I'll refer you to someone else or somewhere else or some other resource. And then we talk about it. So, and we go into it on the call. If you can't make the call, you get a time-stamped replay so you can go right to your question. And then we have the most amazing community on the internet, really smart, helpful, great network. And what has, wasn't so much deliberate on my part, but just has ended up being the case over the last few years that this has been in existence, is that the group, while all entrepreneurs are in various, or solopreneurs or small businesses in various different niches and industries, more often than not, the group is actually your ideal client audience as well. So there's a huge opportunity there for just finding new clients within Front Row VIP. And we have an extra community called the Front Row VIP Microeconomy, where you're invited to go into that community anytime you want to live stream, practice your offers, promote, sell to the hilt. We don't allow that in the main group because, you don't want to see that every day. But because it's all about being a better entrepreneur, a better business person, part of that is being able to make an offer in a way that resonates. So you have to practice that sometimes. So this can be your sandbox. So I think and also we've got countless not countless. There's not an infinite amount, but there is a whole lot of courses in addition to all the individual tutorials, the vault. There's a ton of actual courses. There's a Facebook ads course. There is a productivity power pack course, which is Trello, Evernote, Google Drive, all that kind of stuff. And then you also, every month, you get a content planning guide that is based on the content, Front Row CEO content creation system, which is a very strategic way of creating 3 months worth of content at a time, or in this case, a month at a time. And it's plug and play. So everybody gets that template every month. They get a brand new one. Wanted to remind you to take a listen to this podcast. I was a guest on not too long ago, Patricia Lowen. She's actually a feng shui expert, and so it was fun. This was fun. It's not the kind of podcast I'm usually on, so I enjoyed that. And then speaking of guest experts coming into VIP, this is what we have on the docket right now. I don't see the date. This is July 16th. So Kathy Wheeler, who I've been trying to get for ages, is finally coming. I'm so excited. And you're going to learn how to give yourself permission to write a book, peel back the layers to get to your why for writing a book, discover what your readers love in books, discover what your readers don't like in books, and figure out if your book idea is missing any key components. So I'm super excited about that. And then Patty Lennon, a good friend of mine and an absolute treasure, and she's just so smart. And this is August 11th. She's going to be conducting the aligned sales workshop. So you're going to get a step-by-step system to structure your sales calls so they feel natural and they're honest and they convert your ideal clients easily. You're going to learn the one thing that your ideal client really wants to hear you say on a sales call to be ready to work with you. And then you're going to learn what to do before you even get on a sales call to increase your rate of success by 40% or more and ensure that you aren't wasting your time with people who are not your ideal clients. We just wrapped up our Potpourri Expert webinar series. This was completely free. It's all in the front row. These were the topics that were discussed. So good. As you can see, it's just everything under the sun. So when you go into the front row at frontrowclassroom.com, you are going to look to the left side in the unit section and you'll see the Potpourri Expert webinar series, and you can catch those at any time. We're not going to be taking those down, so they are available for your binge watching pleasure. And don't forget to type in show notes if you're watching on the Facebook, on our Facebook business page. If you type show notes, one word or two, the bot will automatically send you the resources from today's episode along with the slide deck. So you can do that, or you could go into the front row Facebook group and look at the unit section and get them there. And now I'm going to say hello to you, and then we are going to say adieu. Let me remove this and see what we've got here. Let's see. Hi, Nika. You know what? Yeah, it is. So Nika says, I spend way too much time creating videos, but it's my fun. Yeah. And I would also say that is an important part of what you do. Like, I do think the videos that you create are a really central part of like your anchor content, and you kind of almost have to edit it yourself because you have this vision. So I agree with you. Creating slide decks that you can use on LinkedIn would be valuable. Yes. And someone said they agree on White Fragility, but I can't see who that is. So I'm sorry, but yes, that was a great book. Okay. If there's no questions or comments, then we're going to wrap it up. You guys, I'm taking it off. I'm doing it. I can't take it 2 more seconds. There's no air conditioning in this studio. So I was suffering. So, suffer no more. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe, be well, and I'll see you in the front row. There's lots of seats in there. So just sit anywhere. Just make sure that it is what? Make sure that it is a front row seat. Bye.